Mayor Scroggin, I really appreciate you meeting with me for this interview. And I've kind of introduced you by saying thanks for joining me, but would you introduce yourself to those who are joining us?
Well, thank you for coming out and doing this. We've had a lot of good conversations the
Yes.
past few days, and I've enjoyed it. I'm Preston Scroggin. I am the mayor of the city of Vilonia. I've been mayor for approximately 3 years.
Awesome. That's great. As you know, I just moved here about a year ago, so I'm still getting to know the community and excited to hear a little bit about you and your job as mayor and why you love this community. So would you share a little bit about why you love Vilonia?
Vilonia's been my home since actually 1980. My family farm got taken in Conway County for Conway's water supply, Brewer Lake, and we moved here. Vilonia's always been a wonderful town. What I love about it is the can-do atmosphere here. What's kind of always amazed me is the people come together to volunteer and build things. I've watched them over the years build the ball fields. We're all volunteer back in the day in the fire department. I was on the fire department and just watch that can-do belief that this town has. And like I told a lady that come up interviewing about the growth in the town, I said, what really makes this town is it's a faith-based town. The town is a lot of people of faith that practice it. They volunteer, they're compassionate, and they're very generous with their charity in this town.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. So as a person of faith yourself, why do you feel called to work in this local government and to be the mayor?
2014 for me was a watershed year, like it was a lot of people. We went through a immense amount of trauma, and in your faith, you get drawn closer to your Lord, and becoming a better person in my faith has been quite a progress for me. But I enjoy reading my devotionals every day. That's one thing I love about the staff here. We share devotionals every day. We text them back and forth. And my faith has grown, and the good Lord has blessed me. He's blessed my family farm. He's blessed me with what I love doing, is raising cattle. But I fought him over this. I was retired from government and was growing the garden and playing with my honeybees and raising cattle. And I felt a calling, and I really did. And I fought him and fought him and fought him on it until I said, if this is what you want me to do, we'll go forth and do it. And I've had a peace in my life from doing that. And I go back again. This is a wonderful staff. We pray. Pastor King, who's on our council, we have a prayer before every meeting. And the good Lord has been good to this town. And he's just opened doors for us every time that we've turned around. We've been so blessed with the amount of growth, the property we've been able to acquire, thinking long term for different things that we're going to do, a new community center. And every time that we've come up on a roadblock, he's opened it. And I give him the thanks, and I give the staff the thanks. It's not me. I'm just the one that is up front and people call and sometimes get mad at me, but my job's to get out and find the grants and help and just work for this town. Been blessed to do it. It's been one of the best experiences I've ever had. I've been blessed to work different places and different forms of government over the years, and this has just been a blessing. Just a family here.
That's great.
The whole town's a family.
Yes, I get that sense for sure. And I'm grateful to be welcomed into that family too. So
we've enjoyed getting to know you. You've been very active already, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Of course, maybe people don't always understand what ways the city government supports them or supports this community. Are there any things you want to share about?
City. Of course, you got federal government, state government, and city government, and in Arkansas. The state government and the county government are created by the Constitution. City government is an act of the legislature over the years, so there's different rules and stuff. So we don't have near the authority that, say, the state or the county has. But our main thing in city government is roads, and water and sewer and infrastructure, garbage,
Okay.
different aspects. Making sure that lots are clean and that things are not, when you get that many people concentrated in an area, you have to make sure that things are kept clean and mowed and garbage is not piled up. So that's what I like about this job. It's infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been an infrastructure guy. Infrastructure is a hidden backbone.
Yes.
You take it for granted, that a good road will be there. You take for granted there'll be a drink of water when you turn the faucet on,
Right.
and the commode will flush, and the lights will come on. But there's a lot of planning that goes into that. Some of the exciting projects that we're working on here right now is some more city parks, the community center.
Right.
A lot of that planning will take place now, and it may be 8, 10, 15 years before we actually see the completion of
Right.
that. But you got to think ahead. And like here, I was telling you earlier before we started, we're blessed with water and natural gas and good sewer system. But that's been years in the planning.
Right.
The water supply from the Lone Oak White water system, that was a project it took nearly 18 years for fruition.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but I enjoy infrastructure.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Smooth roads. We're trying to get them all smooth, I promise.
Are there ways that the community or local churches or people in Vilonia can support you or support the city?
I think the staff and the council and all of us, we value feedback.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a problem, let us know. It's hard for us to see everything that's going on. We try to be very responsive. It takes us a while. People, when we, like the bridges that I were telling about, all the new bridges across the city.
Right.
We're working on 2 new bridges right now. We just finished 2, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to go through the environmental impacts and all the, takes a while to get it done. But if you're hearing or seeing things that are a problem, we need to know.
Right.
And we'll try to address them.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Is there anything else you want to share with the community?
I just want to share that this is a wonderful place. This town is fixing to experience a growth spurt of phenomenal proportions. We could see it coming with the housing starts, and we're going to see a lot of businesses coming here within the next 4 or 5 years. We get lots of calls from national chains,
Right.
and sometimes I know it's not fast enough for people, but it is coming. And be patient with us as we build out the sewer system and we get the roads fixed. I know there's some issues around some of the smaller roads. We're going to widen them and get them paved, but it takes time.
Right.
You just, you've got a thought, but you have to go through all the
Sure,
red tape
sure.
and to get it done,
Yeah.
and just be patient with us.
Mhm.
But let us know. That's what we're here for. We're here to try to fix problems.
Right.
Some of them we can't. Fall back a little bit. A dispute with your neighbor over a yard line or water in your yard, we're not allowed to get off our city street or right away and do work on private
Sure.
property. We can't solve every problem or make everybody happy, but we'll listen and we'll try to point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And we just want to thank all the churches, the Ministerial Alliance, the food bank that y'all started, and
Mhm.
just we appreciate what the churches do for our town.
Yeah. There's a spirit of working together and
Yes.
caring for the community. That's
it is
important.
it's peaceful
Mhm.
and not a lot of strife, and that's what I really like is like you and I discussed in the sidebar before we started. There is a lot of banter on the national level and stuff, but that's what I love about here is we put all that aside and we work for the betterment of the community.
Mhm.
We plant seeds
That's right.
for a tree that'll grow in the
Yes,
future.
yes. Yes.
But thank you for being so active and getting out in the community, and we really appreciate your
course.
pavilion.
Yeah.
There, we really
Yes,
like that.
we're
I love
excited.
that. I hope that maybe we can do some community gatherings every
Yeah.
fall later.
We would love that. We
Yeah.
would love for people to know that exists,
Yeah.
and we're happy for the community to use that space.
You're gonna get your roof on it.
That's right. We'll have a roof soon,
So-
hope sometime
so-
this summer, and look forward to hosting community events. So we'd love to hear what people are hoping for that, including we were thinking some movie nights or concerts. So
We'll try to help you in any way
all
we
right,
can.
that's awesome. So you've answered this probably a little bit throughout, but what are you hopeful for after coming out of such a challenging year?
I believe that people are ready to get out and live their lives, and I'm hopeful that we will be able to give them good parks and a community center where they can go recreate and enjoy life, and restaurants and fast food chains. I do believe that's coming. I'm hopeful for this town. The amount of people that I visit with that are excited about Vilonia excites me.
Right.
And there's some major investments coming here within the next 2 years that you're going to see from different businesses, and I'm excited. The school is doing well. There just seems to be an excitement.
Mm-hmm.
I had an individual the other day tell me, he said, somebody told him the other day, people in Vilonia seem to have hope right now, and we need that. I think we've rounded the corner from some of the trial and tribulation we experienced back in 2011 and 2014, and I think as long as we stay in prayer and reverence to our Lord, that this town will continue to grow and be blessed.
That's great. Well, thank you, Mayor Scroggin, for taking time to meet with me and share.
I enjoyed it.
I appreciate it too.